Hey guys, welcome to the Trophy Life podcast. I'm your host, Tara Smith. From beauty to wellness, wife life, motherhood, and everything feminine in between, the Trophy Life podcast is a place where you can feel inspired and empowered and ultimately create the life that you desire and deserve. It's hot to romanticize your life, so grab a mocktail or your favorite cozy beverage and let's get into it. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Trophy Life. I am so excited because it has been, I think, 2 weeks since I've filmed any podcast episodes, mainly because first trimester of pregnancy. And if you know, you know, and if you don't know, basically the first trimester is just, it's pretty brutal, honestly. It's like the nausea, the tiredness, the fatigue, just kind of all of it. And I feel like I'm starting to come out of all of that. I say that even though like yesterday was, my nausea was so bad and the day before was so bad. We had a church event that Colby and I were in charge of on Sunday, and because I was outside in almost 90-degree weather for like 4 to 5 hours, I think 4 hours, I got heat exhaustion. And even though I was drinking tons of water, it's just really hard when you're pregnant. It's like really easy for your body to overheat. And anyways, because of that, I was so sick and I was so nauseous that night. It was just not ideal. So I'm going to be more conscious of that. Hopefully for our next event next month, we can move it to like a later time so it's not quite as hot, because Utah gets pretty hot here in the summers and I love it. But I was telling my husband today, I was like, is it always this hot? Because seriously, when you're pregnant, your body temperature is higher than it normally would be. And so you're just like, at least for me, I'm like, I get hot so easily. Like even when our house is like set to like 70, if I am like sleeping, it wakes me up because I'm, you have blankets and stuff on you too, which definitely doesn't help. But regardless, your girl gets very hot very easily. But pregnancy has been absolutely amazing. It was so weird because last week, I like passed the day that I was when I miscarried my first baby. And my miscarriage experience, if you haven't listened to that podcast episode, there's a full episode on it. It is kind of like a heavy episode, but I feel like it's also like it's very raw because I had filmed it a few days later. Like I actually have never listened to it back since then because, it's just like, I don't know, it might be like hard for me to listen to and just to hear the pain in my voice. But my miscarriage experience was at 8 weeks, 5 days, and it was pretty traumatic. I didn't know that I was miscarrying when I was, so I was basically awake for 24 hours, bleeding a lot. I had a subchorionic hematoma, and so they thought, oh, maybe it's the bleedings from that. And the nurse was like, you're okay. So I told my husband, I was like, go sleep in the other room. I was literally up like every hour. Like you're basically in labor when you pass your pregnancy naturally. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, these cramps are like, they were like, my midwife was like, yeah, those are like, it's like actual contractions. Like your body is like, passing a pregnancy. Like, anyways, it's kind of like a lot. But again, I think when it comes to pregnancy, I like to focus on the good, especially now that I am pregnant, but it's also, I know, very comforting if you're going through a miscarriage or you've had a loss to know that you're not alone. And that is something that I will always talk about and be very straightforward about, especially because my first pregnancy, again, was my miscarriage is most likely from my TSH being too high, which is a hormone from your thyroid. And so yeah, this pregnancy has actually been overall so much easier and simpler than my first pregnancy. My first pregnancy, I was throwing up 2 to 3 times every day. The nausea never went away. I couldn't keep food down. I had to get IVs. Like I basically had that hypermesis, I think is what they call it. I was so sick. I couldn't even go to the hospital to get an IV. I like paid people to come to my house because I literally could not get off of my couch. It was so bad. My throat was like bleeding because of how much I was throwing up. And it was just like, it was so intense. And after I experienced that, I'm like, yes, nausea is incredibly uncomfortable and it's painful and it's like, it's a whole thing itself. I have not thrown up once. I've like gagged like a million times over, being in the car or like certain food, certain smells. But like truly, or honestly, it's a lot of the time too, if I'm hungry, like I just have to eat every like 2 hours. But I will say, I feel like after I hit like 9 weeks, I mean, I'm just over 9 weeks now. So when I'm filming this at least, and I do feel like I can feel the symptoms like starting to ease up a little bit. Cause like the placenta I know starts to kind of take over the majority of like the hormones and stuff, which is incredible. And I'm so grateful. And it's like the difference is pretty crazy, but my nausea is still there, especially in the morning. I'm honestly more so now just like the hunger is ramping up even more, which I was like, okay, I didn't know that was possible. But like last night I could not. I wake up to pee every night at like 4, between like 4 and 6 a.m. And last night I could not fall back asleep. So I was awake from like 4 to 6 and I was like, okay, this is great. So I was just like on my phone, complete waste of time. Nothing productive happened. It's so hard when you're like so tired, but then pregnancy sometimes you're just like, I can't sleep. And I had a lot of bad dreams, so I don't think that helped. But anyways, these are all just normal, pregnancy symptoms that I know are super common. So Colby and I have been planning our, what's it called? Our gender reveal. Sorry, the pregnancy brain thing is like, seriously, it's such a thing. It's such a thing. We've been planning our gender reveal, so we're super excited. I think what we're going to do is do our own gender reveal, which I'm going to keep it a surprise what me and him are doing, because I am so excited about this. Like, it's something that has a lot of meaning to me, this like the just everything with it, and it'll be happening pretty soon. So we'll probably share that after we tell like all of our friends and family what the gender is. We still don't know, and obviously you can find out now like at like I think 7 weeks. So it's so crazy to me. I was going to wait to do my anatomy scan for my first ultrasound, but I think I want to do one at like 10 and a half or 11 weeks just to confirm that it's like a singleton pregnancy. Because I don't think I'm pregnant with twins, but that's the only reason I want to get an ultrasound. And obviously it'd be fun to hear baby's heartbeat, but you can also do that on a Doppler, I think is what they're called. So I'll probably just do this ultrasound and then my anatomy scan. And then after that, I probably won't do any other ultrasounds. I'll just do Dopplers and things. So super excited. And yeah, I can't wait. I'm actually also in the midst of changing my birth provider. So I'm probably going to keep it private as to what I choose to do, at least for now, honestly, because the main reason, I don't think any of my friends and family listen to this, but I just have not had a good experience going to, I guess I'll just tell you, I haven't had a very good experience going to like the hospital. And I even I've seen midwives. I've done like basically the most holistic way that you can at a hospital. And I just felt like it was very fear mongering. I didn't feel uplifted after my appointments. I felt anxious. It didn't help me at all. And I was like, this does not align with like my beliefs and what I want out of pregnancy. Like I want a team around me who, is like uplifting and is encouraging me and not saying things like, oh, well, you need to get an early ultrasound in case like X, Y, or Z happens to your baby. And it's like, once you've already experienced that, like it's such a, I don't know, to me, it's like, that's like you don't need to say that. You know what I mean? And also they can't prevent anything. Like if something is going to happen, it's going to happen regardless. Like I'm a perfect example of that. My first pregnancy, I got an ultrasound at 8 weeks, 5 days. Everything was perfect. Baby was measuring perfect, heartbeat perfect. Literally the second I leave the ultrasound room, I started to miscarry. So it's just like, it's so hard to, once you've experienced that, for me, I'm just like, what's going to be will be. And so I'm actually going to switch over to a birth center and I'm really excited. So I'm trying to find a birth center that I like, and I'm going to interview a bunch of midwives, and I'm really excited because in a hospital when you work with midwives, a lot of times you work with like 6 of them. So you might like 2 of them, but you might not like the other 4, or you might only like 1 of them, but you don't know who's going to deliver your baby. And I don't know, there's just a lot of things with, again, the hospital that I personally was like, I don't want to worry about these things. I don't feel as safe. And I think when it comes to pregnancy, it is such a personal decision, and it's not anybody else's place to decide or tell you where you should give birth. I've had so many people fearmonger me, saying that like my baby would die if I don't give birth in a hospital. And I'm like, it's just very crazy to me, which I know it, like, I guess is controversial because everyone's very opinionated. But in my opinion, I'm just like, I think we should just let women do what they want to do when it comes to their bodies and their pregnancies and their babies, and you trust the mom and their intuition. And so that's how I feel. Honestly, I'd love to do a home birth too. I'm still like maybe thinking about that as well. I just want to talk to a bunch of midwives, kind of see how it goes. I'm super excited. Like when I think about this has always been something I thought I would maybe want to do, and then after I experienced my miscarriage, it like really instilled it in me that, and after my first prenatal appointment at the hospital, I was like, okay, this is not, and Colby and I are on the same page with everything, and I'm so grateful to have a husband who is just so supportive with me, and he's like, I want you to feel the most comfortable. You're the one giving birth. I support you. And he also agreed, like, how fear-mongering it was. And I know all doctors are not like that. And I think it's great when people can find, OBs that they really like and really trust and will listen to them and won't push certain things on them. But I could go into this for forever. But basically, that's where I am right now. And it's so funny where I'm like, oh wait, I actually do have free will. Like as a woman, I can decide where I want to give birth. I can decide who my providers are. And I'm just very chill when it comes to anything birth related. Like if they were like, okay, we think you need to go to a hospital and have a C-section, I'd be like, okay, whatever. Like if I get to I want just a provider who I trust a lot and I trust their opinion and I know that they have my best interest at heart, and that's the only thing that I really care about. So yeah, I'm kind of really excited about that. Again, I want to just trust my body, prepare my body and my mind for, all those things that come with that. But yeah, I've always wanted to do a natural and like more holistic birth, probably since I was like 17, before it was even like a thing to do that. And I think it's because my birth mom did me and her son all natural, and she had an incredible experience. And I'm like, ever since she told me that, I was like, I want to do that. And I was so young when we talked about it for the first time. So yeah, honestly, like birth is like, I'm so excited to experience it, especially after like the traumatic miscarriage experience that I had. Like I'm so excited for the magical experience that birth is. So that's kind of like a little pregnancy update. I know it's kind of like a longer one for today because I have not done an episode in like 2 weeks. So I know that's kind of like a long-winded answer, but I am doing more consistent updates on my Instagram and my TikTok. I've been doing a lot of pregnancy content on there when I have like the energy to create content. So yeah, I'm so excited. But I'm really pumped because today's episode, we are going to be chatting about the 2025 summer ins and outs. Okay, it was so funny because obviously when I'm creating this list, I'm obviously pregnant, and it's very weird, not weird, but it's like very interesting being pregnant in the summer because like I was saying, I'm overheating easier. Like the heat is not the same as it is when you're not pregnant. Swimming is different as well. There's so many things that come with it. But a lot of these things I made on here, I feel like even if I wasn't pregnant, I would still love. But I do think being pregnant, this is like such a fun summer ins and outs list. So the first thing I want to start with, well, let me tell you first. So I kind of categorized everything. So I did wellness, lifestyle, and food kind of all in one category. And then I did beauty and style. So we'll do the ins first and then we'll do the outs. I have a lot more ins than I do outs. I still have a decent amount of outs, but I feel like it's a lot easier to like focus on the good things that you want to do. And then you'll just naturally not do whatever the opposite of that is, if you know what I mean. There are still some things though that I am being conscious of. So that's why I still wanted to do the ins and outs. Okay, so the first thing that I think is such a big summer in and is so obvious, but it is getting daily sunshine. I really try to get it in the morning because I know it's really good for your circadian rhythm. And I love getting good vitamin D. It's so good when you're pregnant. It's so good when you're not pregnant. And what was it that my nurse was telling me? I think she said like 95% of the country is deficient in vitamin D because we're always told like the sun's bad for you. And the sun is like such an incredible tool. And obviously just be smart. Don't spend too much time in the sun. Use products that won't burn you and that are not toxic for your skin. But I love the sun so much. I'll usually just try to get like 15 to 20 minutes in the sun every day. And this is something that I am being more conscious of starting literally this week because, again, with pregnancy, it's so different because like a lot of the days up till like this week, I have not been able to get off of the couch or out of my bed because I am so like nauseous and sick and tired. And so being in the sun sounds like miserable almost because you're so hot. So anyways, that's that. The next thing is, again, since I'm like feeling better now, I'm like really excited because I want to do some like light workouts, but I do think that Pilates is so fun. And especially in the summer, like you just can't go wrong with Pilates. I love, and I'm just doing it at home. So I said I'm calling it like soft girl mat Pilates workouts at home. And there's so many on Pinterest, so many on YouTube. It's free. All you need is like a mat and like some light, dumbbells. So I've been using 3-pound dumbbells, 5-pound dumbbells, and then just body weight and doing very light. I'm actually only doing arm workouts right now because I'm waiting until my second trimester to like do more lower body stuff. But even then I'll still do very light movements. I'm doing a lot of stretching as well, which is so great for your body, again, whether you're pregnant or not. But if you are pregnant, it's so good to do a lot of stretching and look up stretches that are really good for like helping to not tear when you're giving birth, to help just like overall, there's a lot of good stretches that are really great for pregnancy. So if you are pregnant, definitely look into that. Okay. The third thing I have on here is camping. I live in Utah, so camping is like a non-negotiable. Honestly, if you live here and you don't camp, it feels like you're wasting living here because Utah is actually pretty expensive to live here. It's not like a cheap place. I think it's like the third most expensive state after Hawaii and California to buy a home in the entire country. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I think it's just because Utah is basically one massive ski town and we're surrounded by mountains. Like I could go up to the mountains and be at a campsite within an hour from where I live. And I've even lived like 30 minutes away before from campsites, and it's truly the most special experience, like just being in nature. You feel so secluded. So I think wherever you live, if you have the opportunity to go camping, or maybe you could plan like a fun weekend camping trip, it is so worth it. And that's definitely something that I want to do more of this summer. Also, like the weather up in the mountains is so magical because it's like cooler than it is in the valleys. So it's just overall the best. Okay, pool days. My in-laws have a swimming pool at their house and they have like lounge chairs and stuff. And it is just so nice to go lay out by the pool, swim in the pool. I'm actually not swimming right now because I don't want to do anything that puts pressure on like my body and my pelvis. So I'm actually not getting in the actual pool. But when I do feel like I can like get into the pool and everything again, I will definitely be participating. Maybe I'll actually get into their like more shallow end of their pool and just to cool off. Maybe I'll get like a chair or something I can put in there. It'd be actually really fun. But yeah, I just love soaking up the summer, going to the pool, getting a sandwich, getting some chips, watermelon, ice cold water. Like coconut water. Oh my gosh. There's literally nothing better. Like, it is the best. Getting a nice tan. Oh, absolutely. Sign me up. Do not have to convince me. Okay, the next thing is very Utah coded. So if you live in Utah and you want a fun date night, the Parade of Homes, they have a Utah Valley one. It's actually going on right now. And then they also have a Salt Lake Valley one. It is so fun. And you basically just go tour like $1 million mansions, like anywhere from $5 million to I've been to homes that are like $30 million in past years. So it's super fun. I know they actually have cheaper homes too as well. I usually just don't go to those ones. I usually just go to like the bigger ones, but it's so fun. It feels like you're like in Zillow in real life. It's the best. Okay. Next one. Oh, this is so, the yawning is a real pregnancy symptom. It's so crazy. Okay, cold showers. This has been extra amazing, especially if you're pregnant again. When I get really hot, or honestly, I haven't been taking hot showers at all because that's just something that I know is not ideal for you when you're pregnant. So I take either warm showers or warm to cool. Almost sometimes I even like it when it's like cold. It feels so good, and it's so good for your lymphatic system. It's good for your hair. It's good for your skin. I feel like it like kind of snatches me too. Like usually when I take a hot shower, I kind of feel bloated a little bit and like a little puffy after just from the heat. And I'm obsessed with how I feel after a cold shower. Speaking of showers, before I get into the shower, I'll do lymphatic drainage on my body. So I'll do a dry brush on my entire body. And you can look up like on Pinterest how to do this. I had like a cheap brush from Amazon, like a dry brush for a long time. And then I bought a nicer one after I like realized that I liked it. But it is incredible. Oh my gosh. I can't with the yawning. It is incredible. So many amazing benefits to lymphatic drainage. Highly recommend. I'm currently avoiding like my stomach area, but I do my arms, my chest, and my legs. I just don't really want to mess with anything in my stomach while I'm pregnant. And then I do the gua sha and facial manipulation on my face. And again, I haven't really been doing these recently because your girl has been completely in survival mode during this first trimester. But once I feel better, like, which I'm hoping that that's like kind of starting to become my reality, I will get back to that routine. And I'm very excited about it because it makes such a difference. It's incredible. I also do love ice rolling as well. The ice rolling kind of helps with the puffiness, but the facial manipulation and the gua sha really like sculpt your face. So I think it's a good investment to have all of them. And I like doing them instead of having to get Botox one day because I don't plan on ever getting Botox until I'm like maybe like 50 or 60. And I would even love to not have to get it then. So I would love to just do all the natural things to avoid that. Okay, the next thing is fresh fruit. This also has been like one of my biggest pregnancy cravings. But in the summer, when fruit is in season, like, is there anything better? I love a good nectarine. Oh my gosh, I put those babies in the fridge. Having a cold nectarine is like truly heaven. I love peaches as well. I'll do like peaches and cream. Oh my goodness, you put a little like crystallized brown coconut sugar on the cream and it's heaven. You could also have it with like some vanilla ice cream. I love the honey ice cream from Van Leeuwen. I think they carry it at most ice cream stores. It's really good with peaches. I also love the ice cream for bears. You can get it at Sprouts. They have really good ingredients as well. And their vanilla ice cream is so good. Pebble ice. Pebble ice is such a necessity, and our Pebble ice machine broke in, I want to say like, was it December? I think it broke in December. If not December, then January. And living without that thing for like 6 months was awful. It was so awful. I was like, okay, never again. So I bought the GE ice maker from Costco because Costco, I'm like, okay, if this ever breaks, it is so expensive. Like $600 for a freaking ice maker is seriously so insane. Like, I'm sorry. I was like, okay, if this thing ever breaks, I love knowing that like they will replace it. So that kind of brought me a little bit of comfort. but I did, in fact, invest in a Pebble Ice machine, and I'm very excited about that. So it has been such a game changer as well to have Pebble Ice when I've been pregnant. I can't even explain to you how much a cold drink hits when you're nauseous and when it's hot outside. Like, oh my goodness, it's just such a good investment. And I love the one that I got from Costco. If you have a Costco membership, I would highly recommend the GE one. It also has like this really cute light in it, so it's like always lit up. It just looks so good. Okay, the last thing I have on my wellness list here is girls' day dates with friends and or family. So I'm specifically using this example with my sister and my sister-in-law and my mom. We always go to we'll go to like TJ Maxx. Sometimes we'll get our toes done. We'll go get lunch, and then we'll just kind of like shop around with other stores that are at the shopping center that we're at. And it is so much fun. It is just like so fun to have a girls' day, especially when it's in the middle of the day. I don't know what it is, but it is my absolute favorite, and I can't wait to like bring my baby along with me during like that era of my life, because it is honestly one of my favorite things that I do with my mom and my sisters. So I love it. Okay, now we're moving on to the beauty category. I am loving color on the nails for summer. I personally love, like, I've done a light pink, I've done red. I have red right now on my nails. I just love, oh my gosh, red looks so good on the nails. My Russian manicurist, I think she's Russian. She is. She's like, oh my gosh, I love a short red nail. I'm like, I know. I'm like, it is the best. So I had her do a short red nail. I mean, this last month. I actually need to go get my manicure like next week probably. But it's the best because it just lasts so long. Like, I can't believe I've had my nails done for like 3 weeks and they hardly look like, they look grown out, but not anything crazy. They never chip. If you have not had a Russian manicure, oh my gosh, I cannot recommend it enough. It is such a game changer, especially if you're like me and you hate getting your nails done. It's like takes like an hour and 15 minutes, sometimes an hour and a half, depending on like what you're doing on your nails. And when I tell you, best investment for yourself, my girl's like, what's the place I call? What's it called? Go to. Her Instagram handle is like Austie Nail if you're in Utah. And I can't remember the salon that she's at, but it's in Alpine, Utah, and I highly recommend them. She's great. She does such a good job, and her pricing is really good. Like, I think I pay around like $80, I want to say, with like a 20% tip. And I always just do like a standard color. Sometimes I'll do like a chrome or something on top of it too, but it just looks so good. And I love that it's like a once a month thing. Like every 4 weeks, I do my nails. It's the best. Okay. Let's talk about makeup products. So I'm loving the Say skin tint right now. I love a lot of different skin tints, so I'll just tell you a few of my favorites. The Say one is nice because it has like a 15 SPF, and I just like how it sits on the skin. I love the Hourglass skin tint. You guys know I've talked about it so much for like so many years now. I do also love the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I wear that very often with just concealer, like as my base, and it looks so good. And I actually think it's a lot better than the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. It's like a dupe for that, but I actually think the e.l.f. formula is a lot better than the Charlotte one, and the e.l.f. one is like, I want to say like $7 or $14, and the Charlotte Tilbury one is like $50, maybe even more than that. So, highly recommend it. Innersense, I think it's how you say it, non-toxic shampoo and conditioner. I took their hair quiz on their website. I love this brand. It's like, again, it doesn't have any of like these really harsh chemicals in it. And as I've been pregnant, even when I'm not pregnant, I still am very conscious of this. But with pregnancy, I'm even more conscious of what I'm putting on my skin and my hair and everything. And I love this shampoo and conditioner. It is the leave-in conditioner that I have from them. I can't decide if I like it or not. I feel like I haven't, because it kind of has made my hair feel a little bit greasy. But the shampoo and conditioner I really like. So yeah, I just took a hair quiz. It told me what it recommended for me. And yeah, I've been loving it. So I think I just bought it on their website. Yeah, I just bought it on their website. Okay, last thing. I love air dried hair, but specifically there's this product that Briogeo sells, and it's their it's like Style and Treat air dry cream styling cream is what it's called. Hair styling cream. It's in like a blue bottle. You can get it at Sephora. It is incredible. It is so good. You put it in your hair when your hair is wet, like after you get out of the shower. You kind of like scrunch your hair. I actually did a video with them, so it's on my page. It's just from last spring. I am still so obsessed with this. It makes your hair look just like those perfect, effortless waves and the undone kind of like curled look. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's so good. I get so many compliments. And the best part is you don't have to do your hair. And I just really, especially again with pregnancy, but even outside of pregnancy, my hair is so thick and long. It takes me a solid hour and a half to do my hair. If I blow dry it, style it with the Dyson, and I'm just like, and the Dyson's quicker too than a lot of other blow dryers. But I just love the look of the air dried hair. It's just messy. It looks good. I also love showering and then doing 2 French braids as well. I think it just looks so pretty when you take it out in the morning. Your hair's all curly. It looks so good. So those are 2 of my favorite hairstyles that I've been doing. And yeah, I just think they look so good. Okay, style wise, I didn't have too many style things, but there are a few. The Teeks, it's like TKEES flip-flops, are the best flip-flops I have ever owned for like a more kind of like not like done up flip-flop, but basically just like a nicer flip-flop. These are my absolute favorite. I just have a black pair. I want to get like a white pair and a few more pairs because they're like all I'm wearing this summer. They look so good. They look so chic. They're so affordable in my opinion, and they're comfortable. A lot of like good, pretty looking flip-flops that I've owned in the past are not comfortable, and I love these flip-flops. So highly recommend them. I think I have the exact pair that I have on I have it on my ShopMy if you're interested. A lot of these products that I'm mentioning, I'll have on there. Okay, next thing on the style list is the Ralph Lauren baseball caps. I freaking love these baseball caps. I wear them all the time. I have a blue one that has like a cute little yellow logo on it. Colby's mom got it for me for Christmas. And then I also have my cream Ralph Lauren hat, or it's like a tan with like the blue logo in the middle. And then I have a Ralph's Coffee white hat that has the green writing on it. I love all of these hats so much. I wear them. They are the best fitting baseball caps. I wear them all the time. And yeah, I just can't recommend them enough. I think Ralph Lauren is just such like I love it because it's just like a chic brand, good quality. I think good pricing. You can't go wrong. Next thing is 50s style swimsuits. I am personally so over wearing like a string bikini unless I'm only with my husband in like Hawaii or something. But normally when I'm swimming, I'm with like family or I just don't want everything like out. Like I want more coverage specifically on the bottoms. I have big boobs, so it's like honestly I could wear any top and it's going to look like I'm trying to like make my boobs look a certain way. I don't care. I've moved on from that. I don't care what people think about that because when you have a fuller chest naturally, you can't care what people think. But bottoms, I love like the swim bottoms, like swim shorts kind of style. So I started last summer, I like invested in a bunch of swim shorts and oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with them. I got a bunch from like Monteith. I think PacSun has some. They're just my favorite. I think they look so good. I think they're a lot more comfortable than like when my butt is hanging out and I feel like it's just like too much also in the front. Like I don't know why swimsuits are so revealing, but I personally do not feel comfortable in them, especially again when I'm around my family. So I love the swim short kind of vibe. But again, if I'm going on a trip with my husband, like I will be wearing a string bikini as well, especially if we're just like on the beach or something. But yeah, I love a good cover up too. In those situations, even if like you're around other people, I love a cute cover up over my swimsuit. Oh my goodness. The yawning. It's hitting me. The 2 p.m. fatigue is hitting me. Okay, this is the last thing I wanted to say, but this is for my pregnant girlies. and actually, even if you're not pregnant, this could still be very good, is to have like a formula for your outfits. Because when you're pregnant, especially, like, I didn't know that in the first trimester, so many of my clothes would stop fitting me so fast because of how bloated I am. It's insane. It's insane. I had no idea. So I love like these tight Amazon shirts. They're these like Skims dupe, and I have them on my Amazon storefront. If you just Google like Tara Smith Amazon storefront, you'll find it, or it's linked in my Instagram bio or TikTok, either one. But they fit so good. I'm gonna buy actually a bunch more because I am obsessed with them, and I'm like, I need these shirts every single day. It's the only thing I want to wear right now. And then I love it with like sweatpants or loosely fitted pants. I just do not want anything with like buttons or like nothing around the waistband. And then I'm also really loving like any jumpsuits as well, or like jumpsuits, rompers, kind of like an activewear, kind of, like that kind of vibe. Also really loving it. So yeah, that's kind of my formula for my outfits for the summer. Getting dressed in the fall will be a lot more fun being pregnant, I can only imagine, because most of my clothes literally already do not fit me, which is so crazy. And I had a mental breakdown about it because I was like, what is going on? Like, I think I was 8.5 weeks when I realized that a lot of my clothes were not fitting me. And I was like, I didn't know this. And I was like, I have nothing to wear. So I actually need to do like a huge like H&M maternity haul, because they like a shopping haul, because I know they have a lot of really cute maternity stuff. I just want to find like some more pants that I can wear and kind of match with the tight Amazon shirts, because I freaking love those tops so much. They fit so good. I also need to get some new bras because my boobs have probably grown, not like a full size, but they're just like, they feel swollen. I don't even know how to explain it, but they just feel swollen. So I need to get some new comfy bras. Actually, I've been loving, there's a Skims bra that I bought. I think it was a nursing bra, and I was like, wait, I really like this. So I wanted to look on their website and see if they had any like maternity type of bras that are a little bit more forgiving. But anyways, there's the update on the style thing. Okay, so that is going to be it for the ins of summer 2025. Now let's go into our outs for summer 2025. So like I said, there's not as many outs. But the first one in the wellness, lifestyle, and food category is over-caffeinating. I actually have been avoiding caffeine while I've been pregnant. I did have a few sips of my husband's Dr. Pepper the other day. Oh my gosh. Why is soda so good when you're pregnant? I don't understand. I was having really bad nausea. It was the only thing that even remotely sounded appetizing. The bubbles in it and just like the flavor of soda. Oh my gosh, like root beer is like all I want. So I bought a bunch of root beer from Whole Foods, but like Dr. Pepper specifically, oof, like I would love to just drink that. But again, I'm refraining myself. I'm really trying to not drink any soda as well. Or if I do, there's this brand called Main Root, and it's from Whole Foods, and they just use spices, carbonated water, and cane sugar. And so I'm like, okay, if I'm going to drink it, that's what I'm going to drink. So I've probably I don't even know if I've actually drank one this entire pregnancy yet, but I've definitely wanted it. So yeah, no over caffeinating. I also think that caffeine, Dr. Amen, if you don't follow him on Instagram, follow him. He talks a lot about caffeine and how it doesn't actually give you more energy. It's just like tricking your brain essentially. And so that's why you can have like bad crashes, or it can mess with your sleep. And so even when I'm not pregnant, caffeine is something that I don't typically consume a lot of. I love like an occasional matcha, but again, matcha's like I think it's only like 30 or 40 grams of caffeine. So it does affect me, but it's not something that will like keep me up at night, if that makes sense. But yeah, while I've been pregnant, I don't know, it just doesn't feel, it's not something I want. I will say though, some days I really do want a matcha because like it just sounds so good. Like right now that sounds so refreshing, but I don't know if they make matcha without caffeine in it. I don't know. Okay. The other thing, which this is going to sound crazy, but hear me out. Most sunscreens are actually not, like, they're so toxic for your skin because they're soaking into your bloodstream and they have a lot of very harsh chemicals in them. So I honestly think most sunscreens should be avoided. Now, I do like sunscreen. I like non-toxic sunscreens that are non-nano zinc. So a lot of baby sunscreens, there's this brand called, I think it's Pipette is how you say it. They sell it at Target. They have a baby sunscreen and it's great. I love that sunscreen. So I'll use that when I like, if I'm going on a trip or something and I need like a more, intense sunscreen, I'll bring that. I really like to more so have mineral based, and if I can, the non-nano zinc, like I love like a tallow based moisturizer, or not moisturizer, well, moisturizer as well, but sunscreen, just because I like to be very cautious about what I'm putting on my skin, and there are so many chemicals that are so harmful and actually can help you get more sunburnt. Imagine that. There's like a lot of lawsuits right now around this. I know Neutrogena was in some lawsuit or something because one of their sunscreens was like causing cancer. It's just crazy. It's like, we can't trust anybody. You have to be your own advocate. It's so exhausting, honestly, all these things. And I don't even know. Like, the internet's great, but it's also exhausting at the same time. But I'm trying to give you a good, like tangible tip that you can use. But yeah, I would just look for non-nano zinc, again, in your sunscreen. Try to not have any seed oils in your sunscreen, because seed oils actually, like sunflower oil, canola oil, rapeseed oil, any of those things actually only help you be more sunburnt. And a lot of sunscreen uses that. I don't know if Sunbum, I think Sunbum is like a better option as well. But again, I would definitely that would be like a more so last resort for me over all the other things. And Amazon, I think, has like some pretty good options for non-nano zinc tallow-based sunscreen, as well as like the baby sunscreen I was telling you about. So you could also use ChatGPT and find some good options that work for you. Okay. The next thing that is out for me, and I'm really trying with this, and it's been again so hard being pregnant because I have been not moving that much, has been over consuming content and just setting boundaries. So I love consuming content. That's why I love social media. I think it's amazing. I think it's super fun. I love it. But I also want to make sure I'm setting boundaries so I'm not wasting so much time on the internet. And I try it, like if I'm going to be on the internet, I'm like, okay, maybe I can walk on the treadmill or go do a walk outside while I'm like watching TikTok or something. Just something to like kind of help me not feel as guilty and maybe be a little bit productive. But also, if I want to rot in my bed on my phone, then so be it. I just try to have like some parameters around it. Like, I want to be realistic, but I also think it's really fun and it's hot to want to better yourself. And I think it's totally okay to do that and be, don't be like toxic to yourself, but talk to yourself like you would a friend. You wouldn't tell your friend it's okay to just like go rot in their bed for 5 hours on their phone. So yeah, I think it's good to have these boundaries and to set them. And I think it builds trust with yourself. It builds confidence with yourself, builds self-love. And again, you guys have heard me talk about it a million times, but the brick is the best thing ever if you feel like you can't keep your hands off your phone. If you're like me, like I'm literally an addict, like it's so bad. But the brick is incredible. Just look up the brick, like phone app blocker or whatever. Let me see actually what their website is called. I'll just look it up on my computer. Oh yeah, getbrick.app is their website. Best thing ever. Seriously, such a game changer. I keep it on my fridge, and you can like basically block you can choose apps that you can block on your phone. So when you brick up your phone, it blocks like all my social media apps. So Instagram, the only one it doesn't block is Pinterest, because we love Pinterest. We don't discriminate ever against Pinterest. She only does good for us. So that's the only one. And I never find myself just like scrolling on there for hours, where I'm like, TikTok and Instagram are black holes. So we have to be careful with those. I might even have YouTube unblocked because I don't scroll on shorts really on there. But and sometimes I like to have like a podcast or a YouTube video playing in the background. But yeah, a brick, highly recommend it. I think they're like $50 or something. So freaking worth it. That's what I got instead of buying a separate phone that wouldn't have any social media on it. So okay, On to beauty. I'm really just not loving heavy makeup during the day in the summer. Now, if you love to do like a full face of makeup in the evening, I think that's incredible. I just feel like during the day, if you're going to be outside specifically, I don't know. I just feel like there's like other ways you can go about wearing makeup and it will look just as good. Like a skin tint. Like if you find a really good skin tint, like that has a little bit more coverage, like the Beauty Blender skin tint, for example, that will feel so much lighter on your skin than wearing a more like heavy foundation. And once you go to a skin tint, it is so hard to look back. I remember being like, I am not wearing a skin tint. And actually, there are some foundations that are also like a lighter coverage foundation, which I would say those also count as well. I just think there's some, which I don't even think most people wear really heavy foundation. I sometimes do, so that's why I put it on here. But yeah, I'm not even really wearing makeup right now, to be honest, because sometimes I'm having a hard time even just getting in the shower. Okay. If the nausea is bad, I'm like, nope, I don't care if I'm a little stinky. I need to lay down, take a nap. I need to take a chill pill. I'm not like, it's so crazy when you're pregnant. It's like your standards just, you try to not let them drop. But in the first trimester, it's like, they're probably going to drop a little bit. And that's okay. Okay. The next thing is I don't wash my face in the morning. And it really feels like, now to each their own. Okay. I'm just going to share my experience. When I was washing my face and putting on a million products, my skin was terrible. I had so many breakouts. My skin was so dry. I had all these little bumps all over my face. Now I still am getting like, I actually don't normally get breakouts, but being pregnant, I have had some like on my chin or my jawline, which I know is like hormonal and it's so normal when you're pregnant. It's just like acne is just like a normal thing. But honestly, my skin has actually been pretty good being pregnant. And I think a lot of the reason is that I'm very simple with my skincare routine. I wash my face every night. I try to at least. Sometimes I don't. But I always try to put like a moisturizer on. And I just kind of like don't really overdo it. I use a homemade moisturizer that I make. You guys have heard me talk about it a million times. And that's what I use on my skin. I'll also use like olive oil on my skin. I just really like very clean products that are minimal and kind of products that you would see like kind of like Cleopatra would have used, or like I love that kind of vibe of makeup. And so, or not makeup, skincare. And so, yeah, it's just crazy. My skin's literally never looked better. So that's my opinion. I do wash my pillowcase a lot and I wear an eye mask and sometimes a hair mask as well when I'm sleeping. So, yeah, my pillowcase, I try to keep it clean. So like from like the oils and stuff, but I also feel like the oils that your skin naturally produce, like I feel like always told to think that they're so bad, but yet my skin has literally never looked better ever. Like it's supple, it's plump, it's moisturized. There's not a ton of redness, or unless I get a little sunburn or like breakouts, which I actually don't even really get sunburned that easily, but anyways, so that's that. Next thing, I kind of just mentioned this, but using harsh skincare products versus like more natural ones. Again, my skin has never been better. I could show you guys, I'll have to post one time like photos when I was doing like chemical peels and microneedling and eating like a more so like vegan diet and then using all these crazy harsh chemicals on my skin. My eyes look almost like yellow and my eyes are like very white now. Naturally, I don't use any eye drops or anything like that. And my skin looks so much better. I used to have pretty bad acne, like not like a lot of big breakouts, but a lot of tiny little bumps like all over my face. And then occasional like comedones or really deep like cystic acne. And it was just not the vibe. It was not the vibe. So that's just something that I have really been liking. And again, I feel like the results speak for themselves. So, okay, the next thing, style. I'm so excited about this category. This is the last category that I have for the outs. But I think some of the things that I have on here might shock you. And I'll go into why. So the first thing I have is like buying too much designer, like, or having too much designer in your outfits. I'm kind of personally over designer right now. And this could be a phase. I don't know. Like if you want to buy it, honestly, there's like a whole thing that came out saying that all these brands just buy stuff from China, and then on DHgate, it's like all the same stuff. And I don't know, I do own a few designer pieces, okay? I do. I think most of them were gifts. And I do like nice things, but designer does not always equal nice. Okay, Bethany Frankel has talked about how a lot of Chanel stuff that she's bought is like actually crap quality. And there was another girl I saw, like I want to say her name's Haley or Hallie on TikTok, and she bought like a pair of Chanel flats, and within one night of wearing them, and all she did was get in an Uber, walk into a restaurant, sit down and leave, and the bottom of them was like all frayed off, and Chanel would not return them. And like she was there the day before and bought them. So it's just like, I'm just so over these brands that are so out of touch. Their quality sucks. They have terrible customer service. I'm just like, I'm not here for it. And I'm like, if you want the look of something, just buy it on DHgate. Like who cares? And that's just kind of where I am at this point. I think that it's a waste of money as well. I think it's like you could way better spend that money in investing it in stocks. You could invest it in literally a million things I can think of. Your health, so many things that are such a better spend of your money. So again, yes, I do have designer stuff, so I don't want to be like a hypocrite at all. And I like nice things, and I appreciate things that are nice. Like I appreciate nice jewelry and the quality. When the quality is there, I appreciate that. But again, a lot of these designer brands are just like freaking ripping people off. Like something costs them $10 to make it, and they're selling it for like $5,000. I'm like, absolutely not. There's so many other great brands on, or even like buying used designer stuff. Like I feel like older designer stuff, like vintage products, are way better made than the new stuff. I don't know what the heck is going on in the new world of like designer and making things like that, but it's just silly. Like I swear used things I've bought sometimes are nicer than new stuff. So that's kind of my take on that. And then kind of when it comes to buying, I feel like overconsumption and just buying tons and tons of things, like not even just clothes, but anything, is just like, it's just, there's no point. Like you don't need all of those things, which I know sounds like probably boring, but take this as like big sister advice. Your future self will thank you for not spending so much of your hard-earned money. Okay, you work hard for your money, or your husband does. You work hard for that money, and it is so much better to spend that money and invest it in your future. It's better to invest it even in your home, like things that will enhance your life and your overall life experience. And I promise you that buying a new outfit that is $400 or $150 is not something that, like, especially if you're doing it pretty often or you want to buy something for an event, you have something in your closet that will work for the event, and you do not need to go spend a bunch of money. Seriously, invest your money into stocks, invested into a Roth IRA. Cannot recommend all that stuff enough. Colby and I have been maxing our Roth IRA and doing like all the max that we can investing every year since we were first married. And it already is setting us up so well for when we're older and like retired. And I don't know, for me, I'm like, I used to not be this way, especially with money. But I think if you want to attract money, you have to respect money. And I think no matter how much money you make, I think it is very important to never lose that. And to always be like, before I buy something, I am so definitely, if I don't love something, I will be returning it. But if I am like not obsessed with something, it's going back, or I won't even buy it in the first place. So, and again, being pregnant, it's like so weird right now, because I was like telling my husband, I was like, I hate that I have to like buy a bunch of new stuff just to like basically fit me, because things aren't fitting. But then I'm like, okay, I need to be like realistic about this. I don't have to buy that many things. I can buy things that are affordable, things that are not over consumerism. And I will also reuse all of these most likely in all of my pregnancies in the future as well. So I'm thinking of it as like an investment where I do like to buy pieces that will last. But I think it mostly comes to, you feel like you have to buy something to like go out with your girlfriends on like Friday night, where it's like, no, you already have tons of cute clothes in your closet. So anyways, take that big sister advice as you will. but I promise you, your older self will thank you for that. Okay, the last thing on my list is clothes that don't fit your body type right. Now, this is hard because a lot of times trends are like, have in mind, they have like a certain body type in mind. And it's just like, I think it's so much better to buy clothes and style yourself for what looks the best on your skin type, your body type, and just coming up with like some outfit formulas. So you could do like research on Pinterest or TikTok and figure out some outfits that you feel really good, cute, and comfortable and confident in. And I think that is the key. You don't have to be wearing things that are super trendy. Yes, you can. You can have like, you can enjoy those trends that come and go or whatever. But I think at the core of your style, and this I think comes with finding your personal style, is when you have a style that's like not something that's just going with the trends, you will actually feel a lot more confident in yourself and more comfortable as well. And you probably won't waste as much money either on just buying like trendy clothes because you'll have kind of like a formula and a style already. So I actually made a style guide on Canva where it was just like Tara's style, like what did I call it? Tara's style board or something. So it had shoes that I like, pants, tops. Now obviously it's different because I'm pregnant. So I need to do a pregnancy version of that, which I actually probably should. It's be a really good idea. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that now. It is such a game changer though. Maybe I can share the formula that I made maybe I can figure out how way I could like share it. But I could talk about that in another episode if you guys want to write that down so I don't forget. But yeah, I think that's so powerful and so sick to me when a girl has her own personal style. It's just like, she looks confident. You can tell she feels confident. She feels beautiful and she's not wearing anything trendy. Like, I think that is so cool. So anyways, that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I certainly did, of course. And let me know what you want to hear or see next on the podcast. You can let me know on my latest Instagram post at Tara Kelly Smith with an underscore on Instagram, no underscore on TikTok. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. Before you go, I have something exciting for you. I'm doing a giveaway. So to enter, all you need to do is rate and review the show either on Apple or Spotify. Make sure that you're subscribed to the show, of course, so you never miss an episode, and head over to the @TrophyLife podcast Instagram and leave a comment on my latest post and let me know what your favorite takeaway was from today's episode, or comment some emojis, just something, and that will basically enter you into the giveaway. The more that you engage, the higher your chances of winning are, so don't be shy. This is something I'm going to be doing ongoing, so even if you're listening to this episode later, you can still go and comment on my most recent post and it will 100% get you entered into the giveaway. And if you haven't already, come join the club at Trophy Life Club. This is just a community for the girls who like to romanticize their life and want to become the best version of themselves. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Tara Kelly Smith for more content. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. Love you. Bye.